I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, good. How's school so far?
It's good.
Yeah.
Not too bad. You know, it hasn't ramped up yet, but we'll get there. So.
What have you said the first 2 weeks of school have been well. What about the first 2 weeks of football?
Tyler Petite.
It's like crazy different than high school. You know, it's not, like you put a lot of work in high school, you know, after school and all that, and you think that it's a lot, but I mean, you come out here and it's a job and you really have to love it. You know, I love it. Like, that's why I keep coming out. You know, it's not for everybody, but all the guys in there, you know, we come out and work every day. We just fight through it, you know. Coach Helen always says, love the grind. And so that's what we come out and try and do, and, you know, just come out with the victory.
How do you feel you gelled with the offense so far, gaining with the system and everything, play helping all in place?
I think it's been good. I have a really good relationship with Coach Sheldon and Coach Tui, and, you know, Coach Tui is really good about being honest about getting our plays down and, you know, getting not just the plays we need to know for the week, but any play that's ever been in the playbook. So fall camp, that was it was like kind of just a rush those first few days, just like trying to get everything in. But you know, once you finally get it down, and then once you get with Cody, and once you like finally get to know the guys, and it's a lot easier, and it's been a lot of fun.
What's your relationship been like with the other tight ends?
Oh, I love my tight ends. We were a really tight group. Everyone's just awesome. Whether it's guys that are working with the money team, the scout team, you know, they were with us all of fall camp. Doesn't matter if they just came in, you know, if they were in the recruiting classic, it doesn't matter. You know, Taylor coming from Oklahoma, and you know, you never really know with guys that are transferring, coming from different programs, but he's been such a good addition, such a great guy, and, you know, it just helps having that rotation in practice, and, you know, having someone that has been through he's been through like a long college career so far, and he's got a couple years left, but you know, he knows what he's doing. He knows what it's like on game day, and so it's really nice having that kind of help. And then also just bodies for practice. I mean, it's been hot last week. You know, it was like 100 degrees outside, so being able to rotate is really helpful for us.
Tyler, what was it like to catch your first pass in the college?
You know, it was, a lot of people would think that it was like crazy, you know, like I would feel like jitters or something, but it was just like a normal catch, you know. I didn't really feel any differently. I think once my first touchdown comes, I think that'll be a little different, but honestly, you prepare so much to play in the Coliseum. You know, it'd be really different if it was just like, all right, the first week I was here, you know, we had practice and then we were going out in front of 90,000 people in the Coliseum. You know, we've prepared for so long, so you go out and it's just like, you're not really focused on anything else. It's just doing your play and then getting back and getting the next signal. So,
is there any particular tight end or tight end that you model your game after?
I mean, it might sound cliche, but Gronk. You know, I mean, I think everyone, the way that he is able to catch the ball, but as well as be a good blocker, I mean, that's like what I take pride in as a tight end. You know, we're not just guys that are receivers. We don't just go out and catch passes. You know, we're in the run game. We're involved in the run game, and I take a lot of pride in that. You know, I was talking with Connor. We both had a couple blocks that led to some touchdowns, and we're on the sideline. We're just like, you know what, that feels just as good as catching a pass or scoring a touchdown. You know, knowing that you did that. So I try and model my game just after physical players, because if you can be physical in the run game, then the pass game is really easy. So.
How has it been run blocking for all those different running backs, and they all bring something different to the table? How has that been?
Oh, I mean, our running backs are just absolute studs. So, I mean, those are guys that you want to block for. You know, they make it easy. I mean, what our coach says is, you know, if we're run blocking, then they're going to correct us. Like, if we make a mistake or if we're going one way, like, they're going to make the correction by coming off our backside. And so, you know, they've done a really good job with it, and it's really nice. Physicality-wise, you know, being on the smaller end, it was really difficult in the beginning, just, you know, realizing what I need to do and, you know, what I need to improve on. But, you know, as we move along, I think I've gotten a lot better and I'm a lot more comfortable with it now.
Coaches really emphasize the faceless opponent, and obviously Stanford presents a more formidable opponent than your last two. So have you guys felt that the mood has remained consistent like it would be if you were playing against someone faceless, or is there something different about this week?
I mean, there's definitely something different. I mean, it's conference play. You know, I mean, it's a lot different now. Not that those two games didn't matter. I mean, those are just as important, but, you know, it's, as a freshman, you know, we're changing into conference play. The faceless opponent stays the same. It doesn't matter who we're playing in conference play. If we play our game, then we're going to be fine. I think that's what Coach Sark means. Sure, the game will change up a little bit. you know, the magnitude of the game, but it doesn't matter who we're playing. It can be Oregon, it can be Alabama, it can be Ohio, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. We just need to play our game and not focus on them.